servo screwed in. Now, this is what I love about working on these RC cars. I wasn't thinking, I was more concerned about getting this piece in, and I put it on, yep, I put it on the wrong way. So, you're watching real-time troubleshooting here. This is how it goes. Sometimes when you're not focused as much as you should be, you're going to make mistakes. It happens to everybody. Probably happens to me a little more than I'd like, but that's okay. So now what we need to do is take this off, and once again, this right here is the piece that I was referring to. So what I'm doing, hopefully you guys can see it. Well, when you're by yourself doing it, the first thing you want to do is get a good grip on the screwdriver. Make sure that screw is good to go. Make sure that you've got your servo facing in the right direction. Get it in. Now, what we do, if you can see this piece, hopefully you guys can see everything. See this piece right here? You're going to actually see me do it again. We're going to hold that piece right there, stick the screw in, and if you want a little drinking game to make out of this video, count how many times I drop this piece. But we'll be fine. You got to have a positive attitude, I've learned, when you're working on these cars, because it will drive you insane if you don't. So there it is. I got that piece in right there. And actually, believe it or not, I got it in on the first time I did it on I did it backwards, but I did it on the harder side. So I've got some mad skills. This time it was much easier to get in. Now it's a matter of, once again, taking your 332, putting in. That didn't line up so good. There we go. That's good right there. You screw that bad boy in. I'm gonna leave a little bit of. I'm actually going to leave a little bit of room because there's a shim that I just noticed that came with this. This is one of the bad things about when you do it, because this is the shim right here I was talking about. I actually took this apart probably well over a week ago, so I forget exactly where everything went. As much as I tried to really remember everything, it's not always the case. So I'm not really sure what the repercussions would be of not putting that shim in like that, but I've learned if you don't know, if it's in there for a reason. That is one of the biggest things I've learned about working on building, or either, like I said, either building or maintaining these things. If there's a piece to it, there is a reason it has it, because first time you ever say, we don't need that piece, you get it together, and I tell you, you are going to definitely have problems. So now we're going to finish screwing this in, and then we'll go ahead and mount this piece back. Then at this point, it's just a matter of putting the side guard set on. There we go. Of course, you want to make sure that you definitely tighten all the screws. One of the important pieces, hopefully you guys can see it, there's a little pin right here that will help you line up your side guard set. And I can tell you, I cannot wait to get this thing out and start. I'm going to do it tonight. I don't care. Now what we have is we've got the side guard set, and we have our electronic set, if you will, and we're going to plop it on and get ready to run. First, there's a few things we got to do, and that is to actually get the entire electronic set back inside of the buggy, and then from there it's a matter of holding it at least and screwing in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws back into the chassis. And as you're doing this, the thing you want to remember is red equals bad. So right here, if you can see it, there's some wiring right there. So the last thing in the world you want to do is put a screw right into your wiring. So just kind of look for that red, or better yet, just pay attention to your wiring and make sure that you're not going to screw into it. Then you simply, once you have all your screw holes lined up, you screw it in, and if I can get this here, that'll be good. Make sure that as you're putting this in, you do equal pressure, so you don't want to screw one screw all the way in tight. You just kind of go around, and it helps balance the pressure on each one. That way you're not putting too much stress on any portion, excuse me, of the component. So there we go. One more thing left to go, and that is to screw in your servo horns. Of course, after you do that, you definitely want to make sure when you're doing this that you have the receiver and the transmitter on, because once again it always jumps a little bit when you turn it on. Yay! Sounds good. Now let's try. That's what I'm talking about. Alright. However, I don't trust it. Well, I trust some things on it, but I want to make sure that the carb is not too far open, so when I start it, it doesn't take off on me. So let's check that. So to give you guys a little bit of background, the very first time I ever started a Nitro car, the problem that I had was I knocked the carburetor open as I was doing the pull start, and one of the things I do like about the slide carb is that it will go back. But it was a rotary carburetor, and I knocked it open, and when I started the car, it took off. It was flying around the garage, full throttle. It broke, you know, the con rod on it broke, all that good stuff. So, and I've learned now, anytime you ever do anything with the servo, the thing you want to do is make sure, and hopefully you guys can see this, is you have, I know it's it's probably extremely difficult, you just need a little bitty opening inside of the actual carburetor. Right now I am at idle, and there's just a little tiny hole inside of there. It's probably not focused, but well, just remember you need about 1 millimeter to 2 millimeter gap opening. Then you can use your transmitter to trim it. Alright,